It was only a matter of time before this happened. But it seems that today is the day. I received a notification this morning that my Haiku the Robot 100% map on Steam has been removed. It has been removed from the community because it violates Steam community and content guidelines. It is only visible to you. If you believe your item has been removed by mistake, please contact Steam support. I did, of course, contact Steam support. I said that the guide I created has been up on Steam since 2022. It's been suddenly removed despite not being updated since the start of 2023 for violating community guidelines. I've asked if they could be a little bit more specific on exactly which of the guidelines have been violated. I got a boilerplate reply with, the content was removed by our staff based on an investigation of reports from other Steam users. It is confirmed that the content is not a good fit for the Steam community based on our global rules and guidelines. The page linked above also explains the reasoning behind these content decisions in greater detail. No, it doesn't. The page above is a generic set of guidelines which covers a whole degree of topics and has no specific mention on exactly what the best fit of my guide didn't work with. And I replied with a very snarky, that was a really generic boilerplate response offering no kind of detail that would help me rectify the situation, because it doesn't. And I don't think there's anything unfair for saying, that. Saying it isn't a good fit for a document that's multiple guidelines long is completely unhelpful. Am I to assume all of my many other guides will be taken down as well? And a different person replies with, thanks for writing in again. Note, for a guide to be in accordance with Steam rules and guidelines, all links going to off-Steam sites that contain downloadable files or content should be removed. Check out the same document. Every single one of my guides offers a link to a higher resolution version of the guide content. It does this for a couple of reasons, and I don't know whether I've necessarily gone into a huge amount of detail about this before, but I'm going to now because I'm annoyed. The thing about Steam guides, there are a couple of restrictions here, and if any of you have ever been to my Carrion guide on Steam, you'll have probably been hit with this more than basically any other guide that I have done. The Disappearing Maps guide. Let me explain a little bit about how Steam does things. First of all, for images in the actual guide itself, Steam has a limit for 2 megabytes. So you cannot upload onto the guide page itself any image that is above 2 megabytes. Now, if you are trying to offer, as I try and do, a high resolution image where you can see all the things, 2 megabytes isn't very good. 2 megabytes is quite a small amount of screen real estate, realistically, or an awful lot of compression. And for a long time, as I did with the Carrion maps, I worked around it. I did something about it. I put really, really blurry, low resolution stuff and just put a link to my Google Drive at the top where you could download the higher resolution maps. I am assuming, based on the response that I've got today, that this is no longer acceptable practice. So either I go through and I take out the links to all of the Dropbox or the Google Drive folders, and you'll just be left with the blurry, high compression images, or I just say, enough's enough, I'm tired of trying to deal with Steam guides, I'm done. An alternative that I thought of was that instead of doing this, maybe they want me to upload the high resolution stuff to their artwork section instead. I've just done a little bit of research into that this morning because I know the Steam artwork also has a file size limit, but it's much higher than the 2 megabytes. Or at least it was. It used to be 8 megabytes. It has been changed sometime at the end of 2023 to 5 megabytes. So you can now only upload artwork that is 5 megabytes large. I assume because they wanted to cut down on server size and so on and so forth. So there's no point me trying to do that either. So I'm not allowed to have links to external content, so I can't put Google Drive links in or links to my coffee.com page or any of that kind of jazz. I can't put that into my guides. I assume I'm still able to put YouTube links in because they get embedded and they're not external downloadable content, but otherwise links are going to be removed. Now, the other issue is, as it says at the top of this particular map, disappearing maps. Steam has had an issue for years now. Since 2017, when I first started uploading Hollow Knight related stuff, where images in guides would just randomly disappear. And it doesn't tell you this. The only way that I find out if an image has disappeared from my guide for whatever reason is if I get a notification saying, can you re-upload such and such an image. Now, it's happened less recently, but that's probably because I stopped uploading to Steam guides properly a few years ago anyway, because of this problem and because of the fact that so many tips websites were just going through and completely scraping all the content, putting it on their own websites, covering it in adverts and making money off my work. It's been at least 2 years at this point that I've had my coffee.com page where I have complete control over what is there, what doesn't stay there, and so on and so forth. So, why am I putting this video together? Simply because I'm very sad, but I've had enough of trying to deal with Steam's bullshit guides section. By the end of March, all of my Steam guide pages will be gone. I'm going to make them all private. I'm not deleting them, but they are all going private. So if there is anything that you want on the Steam guides that I've put out, keeping in mind that there are 50 of them, now is the time to go and grab what you want. The reason why I'm not deleting them is because I like seeing all of the little awards that people have given me for the content. I like seeing how many different unique visitors I've helped out with these guides. I like being able to read through all the comments that people have written, although that's another thing that Steam doesn't do. It doesn't tell you if somebody has commented on your guides. I was looking through one of them the other day and realised that there were questions that people have asked me from 2 years ago that I had no idea about, because Steam notifies you for a load of crap, but it doesn't notify you if people have actually commented on your guides. Another amazing system that Steam has got in place. All of these Steam guides, and I'm just going to do it universally. You know, some of these don't even have links to Google Drives and stuff. Some of these are so old or so whatever that they haven't got anything. They're all going. I am done. Let's go back to the guide that started it. 107,000 unique visitors since the 3rd of March 2017. It's a sad time. It's a sad time, but that's what I've got to do. According to the Steam guidance, all links going to off-Steam sites that contain downloadable files or content should be removed. If you want to be able to see, and to be fair, this has been true forever anyway at this point, but if you want higher resolution versions of any of my maps than what you can get on the actual Steam guide page itself, and keep in mind, these are only for the older guides. All of the newer stuff has been released via coffee.com and on my Google Drive and on my website, which I can link here, www.demajen.co.uk. It's got all of my maps, all of the free stuff, in a much higher quality than Steam Guides was ever able to offer. All Steam was good for was visibility, was for people finding stuff, because with everything else, it is bloody awful. So if you want a map of Haiku the Robot, the one that is currently no longer available, there are, I'm sure, other guides there, and I'm sure the people that have reported my Haiku guide have good reason for doing so. Whatever. No skin off my back. Head to my website. All of my Steam guides will be gone pretty soon. It is what it is. I'm done. I'm done. So that has been a bit of an announcement, a bit of a rant, admittedly, but it's just another crappy Steam policy based on community guidelines. How many people actually used my Haiku the Robots map? Yeah, see, 6,000 people searched for it on Steam. But link removed. Link removed. Low and high quality map, external link. Map video, which shows you the full map completely for free. You don't even need to click off it. It's all there. Note about the guide websites. You can't see this anymore. It's all gone. Yeah. Loved your map. Mapped helped to turn. And so on and so forth. That, the comments, was the only thing that Steam Guides was any good for. Seeing what people said, assuming you actually went looking to see if somebody had written anything, because Steam doesn't tell you. You've got until the end of March, folks, to get anything you want on Steam Guides. I assume if you go to my profile on Steam, I don't know this because obviously I'm logged into it, but I'm assuming if you go to profile, you can click on guides and you can go through and you can just look at all of them and see what's going on there and grab the bits and pieces that you want. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the comments and so on and so forth on my guides over the years. It is a shame that it is ending, but I knew this would come eventually. As soon as people started making money off my maps by stealing them off Steam, I knew that at some point I was going to have to just completely take things down from Steam. And it's taken 2 years, but it looks like they finally want to crack down. So it is what it is. Demajen.co.uk, coffee.com/Demajen, twitter.com/Demajen, youtube.com/Demajen, though I think you probably would have figured that one out since you're watching this video. Have a great day. Cheerio.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.